Okay, we'll call the meeting to order
And you did that.
with our clerk doing the roll call.
Mayor Waterman is absent. Trustee Boggs?
Here.
Trustee Davis?
Here.
Trustee Hinkleman?
Right.
Trustee Krogman?
Present.
Trustee Valgier?
Here.
And Trustee Comedina is absent. The clerk is here, the treasurer is here, and Attorney Graham is here, and we have a quorum.
Pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, I don't know if everybody's had time to read the minutes. April 3rd.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Sherry, seconded by Brian.
Anything all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Treasurer's report. Anything, Lisa, or everything is self-explanatory?
Self-explanatory.
So the telecommunications tax is way up.
Yeah, did you see that?
How is that possible? It's 400 one month and 4,000 the next.
Exactly.
How is that possible?
You tell me.
Don't complain about it.
Covered the bills.
Mhm.
It's amazing how that works.
Do we have a breakdown of what each one of those pieces of equipment sold for?
You
Yes,
have a copy?
copy
So
there.
I haven't done that yet.
It's on the back of this one's good. On the back of it. Here's mine anyway.
Right there. Now turn that over.
This one? Ah. right.
I thought everybody might want to see that, so. And then the only other thing I asked to be put on here was adding the mayor pro tem to the bank signature card, because Rich working the different hours that he's working,
Mhm.
it's hard for me to get with him on signing checks.
Mhm.
Well, I'll make a motion, we accept the financial report as presented here.
I'll second that.
Trustee Boggs,
Yes.
trustee Davis,
Yes.
trustee Hinkleman,
Yes.
trustee Krugman,
Yes.
trustee Valier.
Yes,
Motion is carried.
I'll make a motion that Steve be put on, payment. What is it, check writing card,
signature card.
signature card.
And I'll second that.
Also do a roll call on that too.
Okay. Trustee Davis,
Yes.
trustee Hinkleman,
Yes.
trustee Krugman,
Yes.
trustee Valier,
Yes,
trustee Boggs.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
moving on. Item number 3 is you, Graham.
Now, the only thing I've got is called or contacted earlier, about possibility of having and I thought it would probably be on the agenda, closed session concerning actually the fourth item. And, so I spent most of the time looking into that and so that I could be at least pretty prepared to answer questions and thoughts, that people had in regard to that.
I don't think we're gonna get into that
So
tonight.
that's the only thing I did.
I feel with her absence, it's a moot point tonight.
Okay, that's basically all I did.
We're prepared then.
Appreciate that. Skipping item 4. Going to item 5 on culverts. Did anybody get any other bids? There should be a few in front of you.
I asked my brother about coming down and putting a bid in on, he said mobilization cost me more than it's worth for us to do it, so.
Yeah.
And make the big trip down here, it costs almost $1,000 just to move stuff anymore, so.
So,
I know
who do we have
Dan,
bids from?
you checked with
I checked with the
county a little.
county.
They really didn't,
He
if you
really
look
didn't
at
give a
that, it's
bid.
really not a bid,
No,
so.
certainly not.
They must have been right in the ballpark. I have some from Meyer Construction, and he's right there with the county,
Is that Kyle?
yeah.
My only question is on these two from Myers it's a temporary, backfill with rock,
Yeah,
but.
that'll be till we asphalt this, probably August, September,
We just can't leave it too long.
no. The plan is to try and get Main Street asphalted, so when they,
Now they're running concrete trucks down there, Main.
somebody else told me that. Why is that? Why are
We're
we?
building a building over there in Consumers over here.
Yeah, bottom side of the
It's
quarry,
a
they're building the
It's
building.
a 30-ton truck. So you
I don't know how they can go across that bridge out there.
tear out that culvert and it'd be out on the street.
Well, they gotta be tearing that road up. They gotta be tearing that road
Ask
up.
John to have him run through the quarry.
Right, yeah.
Is there a weight limit on that road?
Well,
Oh,
I'm thinking
sure
we
there is.
better post one if there isn't.
Something's gonna end up in that creek down there by,
Well, yeah,
Carol's.
that's,
so, I guess back to these quotes, the one on top of the hill was $31.50. That's with us buying the culverts. That culvert would be right at, 400 and, between $450 and $500 for the one on
so
the
you
hill.
get up those quotes $5,000
Yeah,
total.
and $32.50 for the one down here. The big thing is, that culvert will cost us around $300 is all. But,
And
they
the
have to
county
put in
is
these
not
bids.
providing the culverts either, or,
They woulda, coulda, but we really don't have a solid bid. I don't have his in front of me, but he even put at the bottom, this is not a bid. He gave us an estimate of a little over 6,000, correct?
Yeah,
Got that.
yeah.
Yeah.
it was-
But this was with,
But is
putting the
that,
blacktop back in it,
Right.
so.
is that including?
I'm
part of the
estimating the
culverts?
job to cost around 6,000 for both projects, but you will be billed on the actual materials and labor used. This is not a bid, so
Well, he's
you
gonna
could
pay
go for.
prevailing wage for whatever.
And that's where Kyle's at, he says, you have to pay
Right.
prevailing wage, and I told him that he's
Sure.
gonna have to bid it that way, and that's why things are so high. But I don't know how we can take the county's bid
Right.
with a floating number. I mean, it's right there in its paper that,
Oh, sure,
Can we get him to clean that up and give us a more solid number?
probably not.
I think he would've if he was gonna do that.
You do.
They really can't bid against anyone. The county can't.
Yeah, that's, well, and the other side of the coin is if we were to do this in conjunction with, the asphalt, would that be enough time for it to settle in?
Right, that's why I'm just soon get the culverts done with here in the next month or so. Kyle said
And then
it
that'll
might
give
take
it
him
some
30
time
days
to-
to do it,
Okay.
and
When
then we know it's,
did he give us any idea about when they would be able to do the asphalting now, if we wanted to do that?
on the county.
Yeah. for the-
No, I don't think Rich has discussed Main Street with them. But it won't cost any more to do this, because this is gonna be Main
Right.
Street.
Right.
And when they give us a bid on that, we're just gonna have to tell them that they gotta run up there and core that
And-
patch
and-
down 4
right.
inches and asphalt over it.
Okay. Well, I think the bid sounds unreasonable. And-
Yeah, when you throw the prevailing wage
Yeah,
in there.
well, and it's, like I said, I know just from my own conversations, they just bring the equipment in, it's,
Yeah,
you know, fuel costs and everything else are way up, so. It's gotta be done, we gotta do something with it, we can't just leave it
well,
like
both,
that.
you know, we wanna fix that one before we asphalt Main, and the one on top of the hill is shot, so.
Yeah,
With that being said, I guess we're looking for a motion to accept these bids.
Do we have anybody else in the area that does this kind of work?
Well, we've had a month to find them. I could not find anybody that wanted to come down here and get involved in this mess.
like I said too, we're also looking at a scenario where just.
So we're looking at $7,500.
No,
Hey Steve, call Mike Stowe up. Mike Stowe can do that.
I believe,
No, I tried to contact him.
yeah, and I thought Rich did too.
He's too
We
busy.
gotta be able to get it done for right at 7, shouldn't we? What did I say?
Both of them were together, were how much was it?
64.
64, and then you said it was gonna be about another 7 for the 2 culverts.
8,
Another 1,000.
Yeah, another 1,000 for both culverts, so, yeah, so,
75.
and this is all motor fuel money, right?
You're gonna have, 800 in culverts. Yeah,
It'd still be less than 7,500, man.
For about 73, and then didn't get any asphalt there too.
No, and it's like, if we got problems, we can get them back down here and, don't pay the bill until we're all happy with it too, so. I mean, we can't stall the bill off forever, but.
I don't know what else to do. I mean,
And I don't know the company itself, I've heard of them. I mean, if you guys are comfortable with the contractor, I don't have a problem with it.
He's done a lot of work for my brothers.
Hey, yeah, okay,
Yeah, he's been in business a long time. He's right over there by the Rock River Bridge as you come in town.
okay. Now, like I said, something's gotta be done, we can't just keep putting it off. We've let that other one down there for the last year and a half plus, and this one up here has been
this
Probably
was a
even
lot
longer.
worse up there.
Yeah, it's been, the longer we wait, the worse it's gonna get probably,
One
so.
thing about me could swallow up a small child if he stepped up.
Wow. I'll make a motion, we accept the bid and see what we can do to get him down here in a timely fashion and
From Meyer.
for Meyer, yes.
Yeah. I second it.
Motion made by Leo to accept the Meyer Construction bid on replacing the culvert on Main and the culvert on High Street, and seconded by Dan. Do a roll call, please.
Trustee Hinkleman,
Yes.
trustee Krugman,
I gotta say no.
trustee Valier,
Yes.
trustee Boggs,
Yes.
trustee Davis,
Yes.
and motion is carried.
While we're on that subject, we need to put something in the hole up there in the street before somebody breaks their ankle in it.
Up on that one.
It's getting bigger.
What do we got we can do?
I guess what we better do is,
Can we put some larger riprap or something?
Coal patch.
it's a
No.
CA6.
holes out
patch,
that
it
big
just
around.
go right
Coal patch.
through.
I seen that, however, I buy all the time on my bike. It's about that deep, I know what he's talking about. Just put a big old patch of coal patch, it'll last all summer till you get the culvert done, or till when you get the culvert done.
We better approve buying the culverts. So I can call them and
Yeah,
get them
Okay,
here.
I guess I should have added that deal, but yeah, I'll make the motion to purchase the culverts in conjunction with the previous.
The price I was quoted for the one on the hill, which it's gonna give and take a little, was $463.03. And the one on Main was $289.35. That's been a month and a half since I've got them quotes. I imagine they're pretty close to the same.
I'd like to amend the, motion and also include repair of the hole up there then.
What street is that on?
On High Street.
High Street. Thank you.
I second it.
Okay, we will go ahead and do a roll call vote then. Trustee Krugman,
What is the motion now?
To purchase the culverts and repair the hole on High Street.
Yes.
trustee Valier,
Yes.
trustee Boggs,
Yes.
trustee Davis,
Yes.
trustee Hinkleman,
Yes.
motion is carried.
I will make that phone call then and get the culverts coming. Item 6.
Let me know when you guys wanna do something that, cause I can be available on the weekend to do something with that hole. I'll help out wherever I can, so. In the mornings, if you got time in the mornings, we can do it in the morning too.
I can grab some, I think.
I guess I just let me know.
I don't know how deep it is. It could go right down through the culvert.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, if that's the case, then maybe we need to
We'll have to put something in there.
go up and take a look at it first and then decide what we wanna do. Okay.
Leo, anybody got anything on item 6 I wanna discuss?
I don't have an agenda in front of me, so I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh, no.
You got, oh, never mind, we got one here.
Brian's got it too.
Anything specific? No, thank you.
If not, we can move on to new business. With Sherry, I'll give you number 7, the porta potties, since you know
Porta
what's going on.
potties. Well, I thought I knew what was going on, so I got out of bed this morning and found out that our porta potties are already here, that we didn't ask for. I checked with 4 companies that service the area, and the 4 companies that I checked with, Heine Huts was still the best bid by far, and his huts are brand new, and he took good care of them last summer. I got this morning and saw that they were already here, so I called Mike and I said, "What you doing, Mike? Why are this here?" And he said, based on a conversation that we had in October, that he thought he was just in line to bring them back when we first be proactive and get it done while he had time. He said, and he was doing for the same price. He said if we don't want them here and we don't want his price, that he will come back and get them as soon as possible, and there will be no charge for any of it. So I told him, "You want me to come to the meeting tonight?" I'd let him know tomorrow. So we're at $65 each
And he
monthly.
was the best price of the ones that you had anyway.
Yeah, the next closest one was 85, and
That was each one, correct?
per, yeah.
And we've got how
And there
many?
was a
Just 2, or we got 3?
we got 2.
Just 2.
That was the next closest one, and there was a fee to drop them off and a fee to pick them up in a year, which Mike doesn't charge. That's all included for $65 a month. If they get wrecked or broken or whatever, he brings you another one, they come down once a week and you swap them out, clean them, whatever. So, I hope that that's acceptable. I can call him tomorrow and tell him we're all good. But I was a little surprised by that myself this morning.
Okay, so Sherry took care of the porta potties.
Yeah, I guess make the motion that we accept the $65 per porta potty bid per month.
If we want
I've
another
already
one, we
placed.
can always ask him to bring it then, right? But
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Two.
he'll bring one anytime.
well, we
2
did,
seems to be plenty though, right?
Yeah.
We got one down at the pavilion and one at the boat.
exactly, yeah.
Let's see. We had them out till when, November?
It was November before they got picked up.
Yeah, it was, well, he charged us through October. It's May through October. I think he picked them up on like November 4th or something.
Times 12, it's still less than $1,000, so.
That's
Okay, we got a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion. For 2
Second
porta
by
potties for
Leo.
the 5-month period.
Moving on to,
We gotta take a
You
vote.
wanna do the roll call on that?
We'll call for the vote? Yeah, take a roll call. Spending.
Trustee Ballagher,
Yes.
trustee Boggs,
Yes.
trustee Davis,
Yes.
trustee Hinkleman,
Yes.
trustee Krugman,
Yes.
motion is carried.
On to item 8, which is yard sales. Do we want to have yard sale days? Did we last year? I thought we skipped it last year.
We
We
had
didn't do it.
rain the time that we tried to do it, and lots of, and we were flooded.
I think we just kinda let everybody do it if they want to have one, they have one.
Advertise it.
And everything was just coming in, so it wasn't something that we
Yeah.
had on
Yeah, it wasn't
today's agenda
something-
anyway, so.
Exactly.
I'm not
Done
doing
anything with it? Talked to
Um,
anybody?
No.
Me either.
No.
I mean, I've talked to a few people, I never got confirmation from anybody.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just-
anybody wants to have a yard sale, they can have one.
Well, and the only nice thing about this was being able to group it all together and
Yeah.
we usually cover the
Advertise.
cost of the advertisement, but,
Right.
I mean, we could, kind of spread the word and
We could
see
still
if
do our own
we can get some
group thing,
people
we should
involved in it and do it ourselves.
pitch in $10 each to do our own advertisement if we wanted to,
Mm.
yeah. I know that
Yeah.
Geneseo does their yard sale weekend, weekend of the 15th to the 18th. I'm not sure about Columbus, but that's what Geneseo does
Yeah,
theirs,
it's
so.
just throw a sign up on the top of the hill.
Yeah, catch some of that traffic more too.
Okay, yeah, just move on then.
The village cleanup days and dumpster, I talked with Rich on that. His opinion just was, do we even need to do it every year? And if the consensus is to do it, that we just do one dumpster.
Well, from my own perspective, I could do without it this year, but I don't know about.
I mean, we've done it every year for a long time.
Well,
We're
last
putting-
year,
we're spending 800 and
one
some
family filled that first dumpster completely up last year.
Yeah, so,
And that was with construction debris, and I wasn't very happy about that. Luckily, we didn't have to, luckily I got Nicole to eat the fees for the extra weight, because there's a lot of extra weight in there.
Well,
I've
maybe-
never used it myself.
I haven't either. I mean, some people do, a lot of people from out of town use it, so I guess I'll leave it up to you guys, make the motion to skip it this year, or
Think about this.
we got.
Oh, yeah, I saw that in the packet there, where she's willing to come down and do that for $10 a toll or whatever.
However, they're gonna leave all the TVs. and
Yeah,
the
they're not
tires
gonna
and
take
paint,
anything that
And
won't go
then
on the
the
dump.
But
can
people
work
put
What's-
it at the end of their,
Well, you know,
Right.
interestingly enough, if you got them as your,
I'm
uh,
not.
service provider, they'll pick up just about anything anyway,
Exactly.
so.
Right.
Yeah.
Gary,
I'm
what
not
you got?
pushing.
I was gonna say the same thing, Conrad's, on the second pickup of the week, they told me that they will pick up large items.
Yeah,
I hope. We've got some couches on our street suddenly.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Rich has got it right then, maybe I just
You know,
let it
maybe
slide
we should let this be a
this year.
buy year.
Just
Let this
let
be a
it
buy,
slide
take the
this
buy,
year then.
pick it up next year.
And save us, what, how much was it last year?
Uh,
400
Gets
bucks?
to, well, that was a piece.
Close to 600?
That was a
Close to
piece.
6.
Okay, yeah, let's just let it slide this year then.
Also on mowing, moving on to item 10, he made the comment that last year we got by with volunteers. He was wanting to try and do that again. If anyone wants to go on a list to volunteer, we will have one up here after the meeting. And if anybody wants to go on to be hired, if for some reason we can't keep up, put your name and number down, and we can call as needed.
It sounds like a good plan, let's try it out and see how it happens here. We got a month, we
Yeah.
can see how it works and.
Looking pretty good around here already. Item 11, mosquito control and spraying.
We've always contracted with Kelowna in the past. They seem to do a good job for us.
I think they stuck it to us last summer. In the driest, hottest time of the summer, they're down here spraying every damn night. I'm like, there ain't no mosquitoes flying. It's too damn dry for mosquitoes to be flying. I wasn't pleased, but that's just my opinion. I think that we spent a lot of damn money on mosquito spraying last year.
What did we spend?
Some of it seemed to be unnecessary.
When it
I
close to
think at the end of the
3,000.
year, I don't remember exactly.
I mean, he was down here spraying at 11:30 at night,
Once or twice.
you know?
Yeah.
What good does that do
I
us?
thought they billed us twice on that.
They might have. I was thinking one bill was 500 or something.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
and
one of
then
them
we
was
had
700
final
and
bill
some.
that was.
I mean, obviously, I guess we have to do something to keep the mosquitoes down, but I really, well, from what I saw last year, most of the time it was well after 11 when it came down here. What good does that do? I mean, we've already been bitten up in the evening, you get up the next morning, take your dog out, the mosquitoes are swarming you at
You
by
get back.
5 AM, what good did it do? I don't know.
I saw the little deal in there about the.
What's the mugabug, what's that about? I see that in the
Well,
packet.
those, you know, it's just for, I guess, stagnant water areas that we can throw them out around.
Yeah, I
We
just
have
didn't know
them
if
in
we
the
needed
garage.
any of those or not, so I threw that in there too.
Well, I think we should at least buy a, I don't know, couple cartons of them.
We have in the
Is there
garage.
still some
Yeah,
out there? All right.
there's a case, I think.
Okay. And they're good for 30 days, I think. And we go out and start out with that, but I still think we need to contract something because I know that I think it helps.
Well, make a motion, Leo.
Well, let's contact them and see about getting a bid in for it first.
Okay.
See what their price is gonna be, and, maybe we can contract with them, because the last time they were doing it every time they did it in Kelowna, maybe we can
Yeah.
stagger it or something that wouldn't be quite the same, or whatever, I don't know. Try and do a little research and find
I
out just
will.
how effective that really is.
I'll pass that on to Rich and see if he wants to get a bid from him on that.
Okay.
Are you, I guess, so he has something to take them, would that be kind of the way you'd wanna go, maybe go every other time?
Yeah, something like that, maybe, I don't know. 'Cause a lot of it depends on, if it dries up again here like this, like it did last year, it may not be as relevant, but if it stays wet, then it's a whole different game.
Right.
We had a pretty cold winter, so a lot of them might get killed off, but we get a wet summer, it's game
Might be
on
a
again.
thing where he could, do it on a call basis where,
That's possible too, I suppose. I think you give him that information, maybe you call him and ask him about it then.
I mean, they're not gonna drop it, at the
Oh,
drop of a
no,
hat, run down
no.
here and do it, but you can
Well, I
say,
wouldn't
hey,
expect
in the
them to
next
either,
few
yeah.
days.
Right.
All right, I will pass that on to him and see if he'll take care of that. And number 12, clean up in the park area. Lisa has been busting her butt cleaning up sticks. And Gary always could use volunteers.
Mainly, we got big logs along the river.
Yeah.
We're gonna need them sawed up or something.
All
I can't
around.
run the chainsaw.
We're gonna try to work on this
Well, we
today.
can work something out. I'll maybe make a
Well, we're
point.
getting pretty close to, well over halfway.
Mike, haven't you been getting wood? Do you want to get the logs, big logs, saw them up? Do you want the wood?
I can go down and cut them up.
There's
I
a
got
bunch
something to
down
talk
from the
about, though.
pavilion.
I got something to talk about though, I don't wanna ruin your meeting or whatever, but we had an Easter egg hunt for Debbie's grandchildren. The cops were called on us because I put a sign out the road because somebody kept flying up and down the back road. And I got all the grandchildren away from the playground so that they wouldn't be going across the street. We went down, picked up all the sticks around the pavilion, they're in that little round metal thing.
I've seen that, thank you. I
Well, the
didn't know.
cops were called on us because her boy parked his van on the grass. I thought, okay, when people go fishing, where do they go? Down the end of the road just for the back road, and they go on the grass. It wasn't wet or nothing, so it wasn't gonna get tore up. I just wanna know why the cops were called.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about, Mike.
I'll tell you what, the lady cop come up to me and told me exactly who did it. Said it was the mayor's wife. Jeanette Waterman called him.
Okay, well, the mayor and Jeanette aren't here, and I don't have a clue what you're talking about, so
Well,
you can bring it up when they're here.
I'm gonna come back to the next one, I'm gonna bring it up because I wanna know why. Because, the guy that was running up down the street, everybody knows as well as I do who it was.
When was this, Mike?
It was Easter Sunday.
Mike, the reason they called was because that old green man was sitting out in the middle of the,
You know why? You know why? I went over to Mike Garrison's and got it, because Sherry's boy Evan flying up down the road, but everybody else
Wait a minute,
went
wait a
the
minute, wait a
speed
minute.
limit. No,
Time out.
no, there ain't no wait a minute.
Easter
about it.
Sunday?
Yes.
You are wrong.
No, I'm not.
My
No,
son
I'm
was
not.
at work
Does
Easter
he gotta
Sunday.
does he gotta go Dodge Stratus?
My
Does he
son,
gotta go Dodge Stratus?
Michael, my son was at work Sunday.
It was Easter, okay, it was the week, I'm sorry, it was the week before Easter Sunday. I'm sorry, I am wrong. And we did it the week before Easter Sunday. That's what we did. I'm sorry. I am wrong. Now I remember. That's right. But anyway,
You
he
know
kept
what?
going up and down the
I'll
road.
dispute that with
So I
you
went
too,
over
Mike.
and got the thing from Mike Erickson, I called it, the guy lives across the street from, Mom and Dad. I can't even think now because I'm kinda like worked up, but anyway, I called him and he was in the hospital in Peoria, having a surgery or something, Keith Hammer.
Keith Hammer.
So I went over to Mike Erickson, I seen Mike Erickson had one out there when he had kids there. So I went over and asked him if I could borrow it. Well, I had it out there along the road, he went by once blind and then he went by again. So I thought, I'm gonna go over here, Debbie, to Mike and Bess and see if I get that thing and I'll set it out there by the playground thing. So I set it there. He went by another time blind. I thought, okay, I didn't get his attention. So I stuck it out in the middle of the road. Well, the lady cop and another guy came and said, this has gotta be the most ridiculous call we've ever been on in our life. I said, all I was doing is making it where this one guy flying up down the road, but everybody else went 5-6 miles an hour, Steve, by the pavilion doing, I mean, they could see there was kids going back and forth. And then, no, I get cops called on me, ruined the whole party, we packed up and left. The only reason why we had it down here, because Debbie didn't want to do it in East Moline, because of the razor blades and shit on all the other, and I said, we can have it down here, I said, your kid's never been down there. I said, Debbie, there ain't gonna be no razor blades on nothing. We had it down here. And then we get the cops called on us over. She even said, the lady cop said, this has gotta be the stupidest call. She said, I'm gonna say something about this. She said, you're having an Easter egg hunting with kids. And she says, I see your point about the thing in the road. I said, well, I didn't get the guy's attention, so I stuck it out in the middle of the road. If I was wrong, you know what, I apologize.
Well, just for future, if you're ever down there, that's a 20-mile-an-hour road, so you should.
It was going to go more than 20.
Well, you could.
Once again, Mike,
Just call the cops
You're,
and
you're
let
talk,
them
you're,
take care of it.
you're pointing the finger at the wrong guy. My son has a tan four-door Intrepid. There is a Gold Stratus running around here.
I don't know,
and
whatever it
then
is, it's the car that's at your house, I can't remember
No,
exactly.
you're wrong. There is another car that somebody that lives down in the Grove, and they have a Gold Stratus, and they do drive around like a maniac. Cause I've stopped him and talked to him before. My son was at work.
Look.
My son works every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right now from 7 AM to 7 PM.
Yeah, this was on a Sunday.
He works every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the past 3 weeks, from 7 AM to 7 PM. You're pointing the finger at the
Well,
wrong
what I
person.
suggest
Okay,
if
I'll
it
tell
ever
you
happens
this much,
again,
Sherry,
I would
I
just
got
let
his
them
license
know.
plate number at home and I ain't got it with me. And I will bring it to the next meeting and show you the license plate number that me and Debbie wrote down when they went by. I got the license plate number. And you know what? Your boy's got a big black beard and drives down that road, and he's the only one that comes out there with a big black beard, Sherry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
let's
know
not argue.
Evan, I know
Are you done
Evan,
now?
I know
Are you
Evan.
done?
Mike,
I know
that's enough.
your boy. He's a good kid too, he's a
Moving on
good
to
boy.
13.
He just speeds, he just needs to slow down.
Golf carts. Talked with the mayor on this quite extensively. I've talked to a few people on it. Kelowna was trying to do something, I don't think they got it done. They were wanting to, you would know
I
this,
didn't,
they didn't get it
I
done.
didn't get it done.
Well, there is a state law out there right now, and if you look it up, the statutes say that as long as you've got liability insurance on that, it's legal to drive it.
Well,
I even got, information from the insurance agents making sure that, and it's all about a lot of other areas and enforcement and control and things along those lines. They don't have to be plated, but because it is on roadways that are public use, it has to have, and it can be a rider as either part of your homeowners or, one of the other scenarios with your vehicles. But that's part of it. And it's been in effect for probably at least 4, possibly 5 years.
Okay, why do we have golf carts on here? What was?
what we
What do
were
we want to accomplish?
talking was for a little revenue and to make it so that some people that have them feel comfortable driving around town, was to put like a $20 a year, basically to buy a permit for your cart. And it would come due wherever it said it would come due. It would
Like I said, it's,
be $20, and you would get a laminated sticker, and she could write it somewhere that, you know, so it couldn't be copied, that, yeah, so-and-so bought the permit, he's good for 2014, 2015.
you have to show evidence of liability insurance on it.
Right, and
And
that's,
then on top of that, I guess if you're gonna go to that length, then if we're talking, why be that picky, let's do wheel tax stickers for everybody then.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just bringing it up that, you know, I mean, from where I stand, it's not illegal to drive them on a public roadway as long as you're complying with the state statute of having liability insurance on it. Now, that's up to enforcement of our,
have you?
we have, no ordinance on the books that, you know, says you can't. And so by default then, that says that they'd be eligible to drive that out there.
How many golf carts do we have? Is this a problem?
I don't know.
It's mostly up on the hill.
Confused.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? You guys all,
It's like
you guys all have them up there, do
it's
you?
like a club.
Really?
Are they all tricked out? Maybe I need to drive up and get some ideas, huh?
I've haven't seen them. The only one I've seen on the street was Mike Erickson's, and that was about 3 years ago.
Leo, you still
No,
got
I've still got mine. I got issues with, they'll go like the wind in reverse. They just don't go forward very fast anymore, so.
Turn the wheel around.
And the only place we ever really used it much is in the yard anyway, so. I guess I just let that pass for now. I don't like the idea of trying to put some kind of stickers or whatever and impose that on somebody and,
I think we just opened up a can of worms
you
there.
know,
Okay.
it's really-
Just let it go. If they cause an accident, just call the police,
well, it's,
you know, pretty much.
Okay, moving on to 14, pavilion use.
I think Mark already covered that one.
Mike, you covered that?
Yeah, Taryn asked for it to be on the agenda, and it was in regards to the incident that he described.
I guess if anybody doesn't know, the use of the pavilion, I think we've left it pretty much at $25 where it's been since it went up.
I was told it wasn't nothing, that's why we went down there.
Well, it just,
I didn't use
have a
no
party
electricity
pavilion,
or
to rent the
nothing.
pavilion is $25, and I don't think your deal,
With power.
yeah.
If
that
I owe
gives
you
the
$25,
power.
I'll be happy to give you $25.
No,
I
I
was
didn't
told
even
there
know
was
what
nothing on
use
it.
we're doing, I don't.
you know, the only reason that you'd pay that is
If
somebody's
you were-
gotta come down there and unlock the power box so
Yeah.
that you can have electricity.
I didn't use any electricity.
And then,
So that's not-
And if somebody would've come down with 18 carloads of people, you
No,
could've said,
we
well,
only
I
had like
rented
three,
this.
3 or 4 vehicles there. That was
You
it.
want-
But somebody
reserve.
could've come in and wanted to do the same thing you were doing, and
Yeah.
then you got conflict, so that's why we rented out. But
No, we didn't use no electricity.
that's not a
Boy,
problem.
we're smoking down through here then.
Good.
Oh, now we're to 15, which is the animal ordinance. I've had a few requests to take the animal ordinance from, no person shall harbor or keep over 6 poultry or animals, or a combination of 6 poultry or animals, and would like to take the 6 to a 15. So that some of these people that have a few chickens or a few rabbits, and they wanna, you get a litter of rabbits and you wanna feed them till you can butcher them, you're gonna go over the limit. Somebody wants to hatch out a hen with 10 eggs, you're over the limit. So if we could get a motion to change that,
Can we put a limit on roosters?
We can.
It's a-
And how did you get the babies? He says no roosters, it's like, well, then how do you get the babies? You hatch 'em
One.
He's buying them.
We could, how could we do that so we don't have somebody with 15 roosters?
Well, there's no.
I don't know
I
the
don't think
intent.
anybody
Yeah,
would,
well,
but-
yeah, 'cause if you buy the chicks, you're
Yeah.
buying them wholesale, so.
I'd be eating them, but.
If it becomes a problem, we can sure go in and,
Sure, we can amend or something like that. Well, I mean, you got noise and whatever.
Well, there is,
ordinances too,
yeah,
so.
where was that at about the?
I haven't got a copy of it in front of me now.
15 is
Are,
a few.
are there other issues with that ordinance that we maybe need to look at before we, just,
well, like I said, we can go back into it anytime and do whatever you wanna do.
no, I wouldn't think so.
If you already got 6, what's?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, I would just like to make it on the record that I was not one of the requesters that asked for more chickens.
Chicken lady.
Not it. It's the first I've heard about
Good
this.
with what I got.
Well, I guess I can
That's
make a motion. I'll make a motion that we change, on, we don't have a page number. Item F, number 5, change the number of 6 to 15.
So we're talking about bunny rabbits, chicken,
Chickens, ducks,
geese.
Yeah,
geese,
no.
a combination of,
Gotcha, any combination thereof.
yes.
We're not gonna change it so you can have 6 hogs or.
No, everything stays the same, it's just your poultry and
Yeah,
rabbits.
this
Doesn't
paragraph
include
F,
dogs,
paragraph
cats.
F just strictly, paragraph F is defined as poultry and animal yard animals.
Right.
So we're going to amend this to 15.
Yes. If we get a second, maybe we will.
I'll second it.
Motion made by me, seconded by Sherry.
You doing all in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
And for the record, I only have
Opposed?
2 right now.
Roosters?
No, never got a rooster.
Moving on to
The
16.
motion is carried.
Cleveland ticket book. I will let Sean have that, I think, right?
Oh, yes.
'Cause he didn't fill me in on that.
Just wasn't enough time, I just went with that copier. So, everybody,
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
your email there.
okay. So I received a response back from Susie Bogart. She states that they can write tickets on notices to appear for ordinance violations, which would require someone to go to court. You know, we had discussed trying to get our own ticket book for the no contest, which would allow them to come down and enforce the ordinances. Would not require a trip to court. Somebody's gotta take some time off with the notices to appear. So if you want me to proceed with this, I can, you know, she says if I need to know, she can let me know where they get their no contest type of citations. You know, where she gets the tickets and, we had to create an
No contest
ordinance
works
on
by,
that.
and I guess I'm just trying to understand the concept behind it, but, say I park on the wrong side of the street for too long or whatever.
Like a parking
and-
ticket.
Right.
And there's a fine involved,
and-
and there's,
But it's no notice to appear, I'm
Pay
given
the
this ticket, I have to pay it.
The way I believe they work it, and is that you have a choice. You can plead not guilty and go to court,
Okay,
Or you can go in and do on the cafeteria court type thing, and just go in and pay the established fine that's set up in the ordinance, that's $25 or whatever it may be, and it's done.
Okay, but paying the no contest, then you're just, you know,
You're wiping out anything else, they're done.
okay, but where do they pay it then? Do they have to
Well, they
go
pay
down
it
to
at
Henry
City-
County, or?
They pay it at City Hall, I'm
Okay,
sure.
all right, and that's what we would need to define
Through an
Yeah.
ordinance. Mhm.
through ordinance, that's how we would handle this, and that the fine could be paid, I don't know, the clerk, or whatever, or leave a phone number or something, mail it in.
What part of that revenue stays here in town?
That's a good question.
Well, and that's what we
Something
probably
I'd
need to
check
get
on.
squared away with them too, that, you know, it's, I mean,
That's a very good question.
Mhm.
if they're
Otherwise,
writing the tickets
there's no
and,
reason to do it.
no,
That's very-
they're writing the tickets and keeping all the revenue.
I know that Port Byron, you know, they've hired the county to come in there and, they get no ticket money from anything rode on 84. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was strange.
Correct? And what was?
because they don't have an inspector or anything like that.
That was my first thing that, yeah, do some more research on that, find out what the scoop is on it. Cause like right now, any ordinance violations we've got now, we're just kinda handling it. You know, through
By bitching about
the-
it?
Yeah, I guess. That seems to be
All it's
the,
made is made,
the
huh?
courts we're following, yeah.
So Sean, are we leaving that in your hands?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fine. Say, I think I've got that guy's email address for the spraying from last year too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Push that one right into
yeah, find out on that, cause
You know, he's gonna have you do it anyway. Anybody got anything? Here?
Does the building inspector have what he needs to do his job and supply the paperwork to the village and the resident and everything that, as we're aware?
Good question. Sean?
Well, he handled my permit fine.
$37 and some change to go to Staples.
A check for what?
Like 37 and some change, I can't remember what the change is.
To
I
get
was gonna
forms?
talk to you, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was, well, yeah, cause we already approved having him get those forms,
Yes,
right?
yeah, it was $35, but there's tax on there, so it's like $37.65 or something like that.
The reason I ask is, I'm aware of a resident that asked for a permit, and never got one yet, so, building permits. I just didn't know if it was something on the village's end that would.
No, like Leo said, we approved that to
Yeah.
get,
Yeah, well, and he had some copies of
Carbon
something that he
copies.
used for mine,
Right.
you know, that I still gotta finish some stuff up on, but, you know, I still got copies of everything that he gave me, so.
Oh, yeah, and I
I'll be
gave him a
posting
stack
something again so I can finish the
of the other
garage.
building permits until we get the other ones made, so he's got what he needs.
Does he make people aware of, or the mayor or somebody who's getting building permits?
I haven't been.
Because people have been putting roofs on and other things
I haven't seen
going on.
I've seen permits in the windows, but they're supposed to be visible from the street.
I thought that it was set up so that the money came to the village and then the village paid
That's the
him.
way it's
That's
supposed to
how it's
go.
supposed to be. Mhm.
Maybe we need to have our inspector show up at the next board meeting so we can clarify all of that.
That's a heck of an idea, you know?
We changed building inspectors in Columbia.
Who did that?
Tom Lipinski.
oh boy.
Darren's still ours though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Mhm.
He was just part-time in Kelowna.
far as I know, but I
You're-
think Tom is taking the position because he is a plumbing inspector, and there's a state plumbing, holds a state plumbing license.
Okay.
So I think what it is, they're gonna just have him do it full time.
Well, they took Darren off the website sometime last year. And I just assumed he wasn't doing it anymore.
We'll see.
I
Tom
know
was
he had
doing,
some issues.
Tom was doing it for Silvis.
So, he's not doing it at Silver?
I don't believe so, he took the position for Kelowna.
Surely we can't pay more,
Now, I want to see if we can have him come to the next board meeting, just so we can
Absolutely.
clarify some
but, yeah.
things.
Who do we talk to about something getting put on the sign at the top of the hill?
Vanna White.
Sherry,
Well, you can always say something to me, and I'd be more than happy to say something.
What do you want on there?
Absolutely.
I want an open house on the 18th of May. We're having our 30th wedding anniversary, so.
Okay, can I do Mother's Day first and then put you up after
Sure.
that, after that? Mother's Day's the 11th.
It's fine.
Okay.
And everybody's welcome, by the
I
way.
need, you need to tell me exactly what you wanted to say.
Open house, May 13th.
Third,
18th. Open
Oh,
house.
Jim, you got something? You had your hand up.
30th?
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys wanted to vote on number 6 on disconnecting that. You've had 5
That's
months.
been tabled, so we can't discuss it till a board member would bring it off the table if one so desires.
Anybody wanna do that then? Doesn't look like it.
Open house, May 18th.
Your own time, Diana.
What's your address?
Motion to
go
close.
away.
408 Maple?
Mm.
I'll make a motion.
That's where you're having the open house at your house, 408 Maple.
I'll second it.
All right, we're done.
Time?